Stranger knocks on their door. Devastated family rushes to the cemetery. When we lose someone dear to us, grief is the natural response. It's an overwhelming feeling that can be expressed through shock, anger, disbelief, and a sadness that can't be expressed into words. This pain makes it difficult for us to think, eat, or sleep, and coping with the loss of someone we love can be a great challenge. This is what a family went through when they heard that their beloved 29-year-old son and father had died. It was unexpected, and years later, the family learned something that has shocked a whole country. It was all caught on camera. Losing someone we love can be devastating. Nothing hits you harder than this news, and no matter how prepared you are for that moment, it's still unbearable. The same thing felt a family and the friends of a young man from the UK. The man was only 29 years old when he died, and it's obvious nobody saw it coming. Healthy and active with no risk of developing any life-threatening illnesses, Wayne Edwards' departure was a shock to the whole community. The mystery surrounding his death was still lingering even after nearly 4 years. His family was still coping with the fact he was no longer among them, and when that man came knocking on their door, the pain resurfaced. Originally from Markham, Wayne Edwards had been a footballer for nearly a decade. He was a midfielder at the local club, Aberbargoed Buds. On July 13, 2016, he died, and everyone agreed he died too soon. What happened? Nobody knew it, and neither did Wayne, probably. It may have started with feelings of loneliness or with denial in the face of anxiousness or depression. But on July 13th, the young man decided to let go of these thoughts. You can never know what people feel on the inside. Some are not comfortable sharing what's on their mind. Unfortunately for Wayne's loved ones, finding out what was happening to him was too late. His family didn't see the warning signs, and on July 13, 2016, Wayne was found dead. The official statement was that suicide was the cause of death. It was a hit that lasted with his family for the past 4 years and was reignited this summer with that knock on the door. Wayne's uncle Chris Postians later told reporters that it was June 29th when someone came to their door. Someone from the council came around and told us the news on Monday morning. Here's what they learned about Wayne. It was nearly 4 years since Wayne was no longer with them, and as July 13th was approaching, Wayne's mother was having a very difficult time. When she heard what the man had to say about her son, she nearly collapsed. According to the council representative, the family learned that Wayne's headstone was smashed over the weekend. But as they hurried to the cemetery, the family talked to a lady who had been there the past Sunday. "We went up there and a lady who had been there on Sunday afternoon told us it hadn't been like that then," said Chris, who added they were all devastated when they heard about what happened. They didn't expect to see just how bad it was. The graveyard attendant there said he'd never seen a headstone smashed like that in 40 years, explained Chris to the reporters. Stunned to see the sight of the headstone, Wayne's mother took out her phone and started filming the trash cemetery. Chris said that he couldn't understand who'd do something like this. "My sister is reliving his death now." Grief overcame her as she filmed the trash tombstone, and the mother couldn't stop crying. Her video ended up on YouTube, and then the family gets a call. "It's getting near the anniversary, which is always hard enough as it is, and this just makes it harder. His 3 brothers are devastated too," added Chris. Wayne was a loved person in the community, but could this be a hate crime? We can all agree that you cannot possibly know everything about a person, but everyone knew that Wayne was a great son, brother, friend, and footballer. "Nobody knew exactly who vandalized the tomb," said Chris, adding one tear-jerking message. "I've no idea who did it, but to desecrate someone's grave like that is the lowest of the low," said Chris. Gwent police stated the damage may have been caused sometime between 11 p.m. on June 26th and 7 a.m. on June 29th, but they didn't know who the vandal was. Then, as the Aberbargoed Buds Football Club posted this news about their former player, the family received overwhelming support from the community. Chris recalled how great of an athlete Wayne was. "I coached him for a few years and he was a tough tackling midfielder." He was impressed when the local football club decided to help the family of their former player. "Can you please help the family find the culprit or culprits who's done this? Wayne was one of our ex-players. Someone has taken a sledgehammer to his headstone. This has devastated the whole family. I can't get my head around this," wrote the Aberbargoed Buds Football Club in a post that was shared nearly 1,000 times. "Then this happens." "That's awful. What a hurtful thing to do," answered someone to the Facebook post, while another was appalled by this act. "This world makes me so angry. Why on earth would anyone want to do this?" "I'd be happy to donate to help," wrote someone on the football club's post, and many expressed their disgust when they heard that someone vandalized a grave. "I'll happily donate for a replacement. Don't know the family, but this is truly heartbreaking," said someone else. Chris and the family was so overwhelmed with the responses they saw in the football club's post. The response in the last few days shows how much he was liked. He was a caring individual and an all-round nice guy. It shows there still are wonderful people in the world. Someone even started a GoFundMe page. Craig Morgan Hill, a friend and colleague of Wayne, set up a GoFundMe campaign to raise £1,500. As a community, many people loved Wayne, and from my perspective as a friend and footballing friend for many years, he's dearly missed, and I hope people get behind it, he wrote. In less than a week, members of Wayne's former club have raised over £1,100. The family hopes this wasn't a hate crime, but they're still suspicious, since the graveyard was out of the way, explains Chris. Hopefully it wasn't malicious and a random act of vandalism. "The graveyard is out of the way, it's not somewhere you'd pass by," stated Chris in the interview. "We're obviously shocked and very concerned about this act of mindless vandalism. Our thoughts are with the family at this time," stated a spokesman for Carefully Counsel. Wayne, nicknamed Chippy by his loved ones and friends, now has a new headstone, and everyone's now at peace. The pain still lingers, but everyone's thankful that Wayne is still remembered by the community. There have been other similar incidents discovered, including at the grave of a newborn. Her mother had placed toys and small decorations, and they'd been smashed and littered with beer bottles. "It's immoral and shows a complete lack of respect for other people," said the mother who had buried her 13-month-old baby girl. Unfortunately, in most cases, vandals aren't caught, and these incidents only add to the pain families are feeling after their loss.